Welcome to the story of America, a journey that begins long before European explorers, with Native American tribes living in harmony with nature. These rich cultures thrived for thousands of years, hunting, gathering, and farming the land they called home. The commonly told story begins in 1492 with Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer sailing for Spain. Seeking a new route to Asia, he landed in the Americas, mistakenly believing he had reached India. While Columbus's voyage brought European attention to the continent, Vikings led by Leif Erikson had arrived nearly 500 years earlier. Following Columbus, explorers from Spain, France, and England rushed to the New World for wealth and land. This marked the beginning of a complex and often painful relationship with indigenous peoples. In 1607, England established its first permanent colony at Jamestown, Virginia, where settlers faced harsh conditions. The Pilgrims, seeking religious freedom, arrived in Massachusetts in 1620 aboard the Mayflower. With the help of Native Americans, they survived their first winter, leading to the first Thanksgiving. By the 1700s, 13 colonies stretched along the East Coast, each with a distinct identity. The southern colony's economy was dominated by large plantations and the labor of enslaved Africans. Life was hard, but the promise of land and freedom kept hope alive for many. Under British rule, colonists grew angry over high taxes, without representation in Parliament. This led to protests like the Boston Tea Party in 1773, a defiant act against British taxation. Tensions boiled over, sparking the American Revolution, a war for independence. From Britain, led by figures like George Washington, the colonists fought for their freedom. In 1776, Thomas Jefferson penned the Declaration of Independence, asserting the right to life, liberty, and happiness. With support from France, the American colonists achieved a decisive victory at Yorktown in 1781. In 1783, Britain officially recognized the United States of America as an independent nation. The new nation's leaders drafted the Constitution, a framework for a government of the people. George Washington was elected the first president in 1789, setting the foundation for the new republic. However, the promise of freedom did not extend to enslaved people, women, or Native Americans. In 1803, the Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of the country, opening vast new lands. The Lewis and Clark expedition, aided by Sacagawea, mapped this new frontier. Belief in manifest destiny fueled westward expansion, displacing Native American tribes from their ancestral lands. As the nation grew, the Southern economy's dependence on slavery deepened the national divide. The brutal system of slavery treated people as property, denying them basic human rights. Differences between the North and South over slavery led to the outbreak of the Civil War in 1861. Led by Abraham Lincoln, the Union fought to preserve the nation and end slavery. In 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing enslaved people in rebelling states. By 1865, the North had won, and the 13th Amendment abolished slavery. The era of Reconstruction began, granting citizenship and voting rights to African Americans. However, Jim Crow laws enforced segregation and inequality for decades to come. The late 19th century's Industrial Revolution brought factories, railroads, and millions of immigrants. People from around the world sought the American dream, the idea that hard work could bring success. Labor movements emerged, demanding fair wages, safer conditions, and reasonable hours. The U.S. became a global power, joining World War I in 1917 to support its allies. The Great Depression of the 1930s brought widespread hardship and unemployment. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs offered renewed hope and financial reform. The U.S. entered World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Rosie the Riveter symbolized the women who worked in factories, supporting the war effort. After helping defeat the Axis powers, America emerged as a dominant military and economic force. The Cold War with the Soviet Union led to the space race and the historic moon landing in 1969. The Civil Rights Movement, led by Martin Luther King Jr., fought to end segregation and secure equal rights. Rosa Parks's refusal to give up her seat on a bus sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. America continues to evolve, a land of diverse populations and technological innovation. Despite ongoing challenges, the U.S. remains a beacon of freedom and possibility. A nation shaped by courage, resilience, and the dreams of people from around the globe. Its future is still being written by those who dare to dream and work for a better tomorrow.